Welcome to week 7, Wide Right CFB on the road edition, hosted by myself and Lindsay, and Hunter's here. Also, Hunter, say hi.
Hi.
America heard him say hi. So, a little bit different version of us tonight. We got some stuff going on. Let's see. I got my banners pulled up here. Wide Right college football. We can go there. Pregame. Let everybody filter in. I had to resend Jude the link. Hopefully he gets here in just a second. And then I need to go, and I'm gonna give it like probably to the end of the first quarter. Then I'm gonna close out the video on YouTube. I'm gonna block it. So, or turn it on to private. So right now, the names that we have listed in there, and I had to add one because I accidentally deleted Joey Preciado's comment. So we had to add Joey, of course. But I have Diabolical 58, Power Stroke Jude, Pat CB, Coil Tools, Bocce, Ken, and Chris Hodges. Now, obviously, Lindsay's not available or Lindsay's not eligible because part of it is his stuff. But you know what? Everybody's eligible. We just said eligibility, did we?
Did we?
I don't know. I don't care. Oh, we got another guest. Hold on a second. Oh, there he is. Add the stage. All right. No big introductions today because I'm on the road. So.
All right. Very, very unprepared today. It's been a long week.
I sent the link to you like Sunday or Monday.
Oh, okay. I do remember that.
But I've been traveling, so.
All
right. College football. Hunter's here, by the way, Jude. Say hi, Hunter.
What's up, Hunter?
I'll be over to say, finish stuff up.
He's playing football on his phone right now. So what I was telling Lindsay is, right now I went and I checked the video, and we just had to add one name because I deleted Joey's comment on accident. Oh, when do you send the link to Joey? Jude, do you want to send the link to him?
Is he coming on?
Yeah, you might as well. He said no link invite, or he goes no invite. Man.
Wow.
And I deleted his comment like an asshole. Oh, we gotta watch our language. My parents are watching tonight.
Oh.
All right. So everybody knows the rules.
So we're gonna have five viewers or 6 tonight.
What's that?
No, so we might have 5 or 6 viewers tonight.
Man. Well, see, the one counts as 2 because it's my dad and my stepmom watching. So you never know. Maybe my mom will watch too. Who knows, right? But let's see what the right now the people we have in the video comments. We have Diabolical 58, Power Stroke Jude, Pat CB, Coil Tools, Bocce, Ken, Chris Hodges, and then I forgot we need to add Joey Preciado because Joey is as you can see, my wife's walking behind here. Oh, we are live, so you want to keep your shirt on. All right, good deal.
I am not in the habit of running around without it.
Why? I mean, it happens sometimes, right? It's the power of TV. But that's who it is. What I'm gonna do is at the end of what did I say earlier, Lindsay? The second quarter.
I thought you said the first.
End of the first quarter. That gives you about 20 more minutes to go and watch a 1-minute video and comment. And then once you do that, you can enter and win. What's going to happen is Lindsay's going to put all the names into a bucket. And we hit that on. Once we do that, we'll put all the names into a hat or something. I don't know. What do you want to do, Lindsay?
We'll put them in something.
Lindsay's going to twirl it around with some magic, some fingers. He's going to pull a name out of the hat like a rabbit. Like a magician pulls a rabbit. Lindsay will pull a name, and that winner will win a wide right CFP shirt that looks like this in the size of their choice, a $25 gift card to Buffalo Wild Wings, a bocce ball. We got to thank Bocce for the bocce ball. It's not an actual bocce ball. I don't have the ball with me because I'm not.
It's better.
Spot. Yep, Lindsay's got the what you'll get, what you'll receive. And I tacked on a bonus. You get a Coil Tools hat and a Coil Tools beanie. It's a gift package worth the teens of dollars. So, wide right CFP, fucking me up. Kind of. Mid-season giveaway, we just got to test the waters. End of season giveaway might be better. Oh, did I put Raging on there? I forgot about Raging. Sorry, Raging.
And we're mid-season already. I've got it ready. I believe it was Ken and Jason. I still got packages to send from them from when the season started. Remember?
Yeah.
I got those. That's why if you saw when I shared the link, I said something to the effect of, I'm not responsible for sending it out, so there is a good possibility you may receive it in a timely manner.
All right. So throw some winners and losers at y'all right now here. Let's start with Hunter. Who's a big winner from last week?
The University of Oklahoma.
God, why would you bring something like that up? Don't you know I'm close enough to you? I could smack it. All right, I'm not going to do it because he'd give me a real butt whipping.
I can't disagree with him, though.
Yeah, no, they're a big winner. All right.
That was the big upset.
Yep. Lindsay, give me a big winner from last week.
Oklahoma.
God, come on. I'm going to see you like the end of this week. I could smack you too if you don't straighten up. Jude, I want an answer that's not Oklahoma. Who's the big winner from last week?
All right. How about the Louisville Cardinals?
Louisville I'll take it. Louisville, that's a good pick.
I'll change my answer to a real one.
God, no.
What?
We've blocked you from answering.
Ouch.
You've been disqualified.
I had one shot and blew it.
15-yard flag on the play.
Oh. Well, in fairness, I didn't look at all the scores till just now.
All right, let's see. Does Shelly still have her shirt on? Yes, she does. All right, good deal.
So we can't talk about big winners without mentioning Georgia Tech beating Miami by a field goal.
Did Georgia Tech really win that game?
23-20.
Well, I was waiting for biggest losers.
All right, Hunter, who's your biggest loser?
Mario Cristobal and not taking a knee. Second one, Oklahoma's Twitter fans.
All right. Who's your big loser from last week, Jude?
How about USC? On a 6-0 start to the season and dropping 5 spots in the rankings as they've gone 6-0.
Well, I mean, when you have a defense that actively hurts the team, you have the actual worst defense in all of Power 5. I mean, if it's a power ranking, USC wouldn't crack the top 10 because their defense is just that bad.
I have a complaint, and this involves our game of the week, our Group 5 game of the week. This is a massive complaint. These two teams should be ranked. And that's Air Force, which is Jude's Salute the Service team, in Wyoming. Both those teams have beaten quality opponents, and they're not ranked. The good news is they play this weekend, and the winner of this game absolutely has to be ranked next week. There's no doubt about it.
That's going to be a good game.
It's good, but it's our G5 game of the week. But if we can cover it during Salute the Service as well. All right. My big loser from the week is Texas. I was disappointed. The defense didn't play very good. They got tired, and Oklahoma played better and they won. So hats off to Oklahoma. Texas is going to have to play better next time. The good news is it's early enough in the season they can recover. And if we're lucky, we will get a part 2 to this game at the end of the season in the Big 12 Championship. That's my winner and loser from there. All right, that's going to push us to the end of the pregame. Let's go to the first quarter, and everybody knows what time it is. It's that salute the service time. And I'm going to start off the week this week. I have got the Coast Guard Academy, which is off. They mercifully were beaten by Salve Regina or Salve Regina or Gina. Maybe we were sticking with Gina last time. But they were beaten by them handily. So they're off this week. They're going to lick the wounds, recover. They still have a chance to have a good season. They have 4 games left. Their next opponent, I believe, is Norwich. All right, and that brings us to a really big game that probably should have been mentioned, but this game is Troy at Army. Troy is a 5.5-point favorite with about 42-point spread. Now, Army's got a real big chance right here because Army always plays well against Power 5 schools. But, I don't remember them really playing all that well against G5 schools. Troy's like one of the best G5 schools out there, even though the record's not indicative of it. It's going to be a tough game for Army. I picked Army to win, but I took the under. So that's my salute to service. Army on the under. All right, I'm going to let Hunter go since he's sitting right next to me. Hunter.
Well, Navy plays Charlotte. They're favored by about 3 points, but it pains me to say I'm going to go against Vegas here. I'm going to go with the analytics, with the predictors, and I'm going to go with Charlotte to win by 7. I'm going to go 21-14. Navy's defense still isn't very good. The offense still isn't very good, and Charlotte's a hungry team with a coach that's really getting after it.
Where is Charlotte even at, Hunter?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
I mean, like, seriously, is that even a real place? Does that exist?
I don't know.
Killing me with this. All right. All right, Jude, you want to cover Air Force and Wyoming, or do you want to save it for the G5 game of the week?
Oh, man, it's a great game, man. I'd like to
We
see
can
that.
talk about it right now. Give me your thoughts on it right now. We can always repeat it. It's gonna be a long show with no content. I can promise you.
I'll tell you, Air Force is a 10.5-point favorite with a 42.5-point over/under. The over/under, it's tough. Air Force scores a lot of points, but Wyoming's got a great defense. I don't think Wyoming's getting much respect. They're 5-1. Their only loss was a 3-touchdown loss to Texas. Texas is one of the top schools in the country. Wyoming's got a great defense. Look for an exciting football game. I'm probably leaning towards the under and Wyoming to cover that spread, but we'll see, man. It's going to be a great game come Saturday.
All right. Well, we're going to give the rest of the analytics on that game in overtime or fourth quarter. Fourth quarter. So stay tuned after the drawing. Analytics on the G5 game of the week. It'll come after our head-to-head. Now we travel to the Beast from the East. You know him as Lindsay Coyle. He says, kids, eat your Flutie Flakes. Lindsay, what's your salute to service game of the week?
Well, I'm with the Merchant Marine Academy, as you all know, and we owe them a great debt of gratitude for all the Merchant Marines do for us the world over. And seeing as how the Academy came out of the blocks this season and lit up Western Connecticut State, there is no reason why they shouldn't put an equally big trouncing on MIT on this upcoming game on the 14th. So I look for them to walk away handily against MIT. You could stack a pretty good high school team against MIT and still come out on top. Certainly the Merchant Marine Academy has what it takes to beat those guys.
So you're saying the Merchant Marine Academy is going to slap the pocket protectors out of them this week?
They're going to slap them with a slide rule and pick out the pocket protectors.
Gonna smack them with an abacus. Take the W from them. They're going to make them just dumb enough to just go to regular state school after this game.
Those are go to UMass Amherst.
UMass Amherst. They're going to have to go to Boston Community College. Does such a place exist, Lindsay? I'm just curious.
Well, I don't know what it is now. It used to be Bay State Community College was the big one. The big community college there. Yeah.
They're going to go from Boston College to Boston Community College. All right. So that's salute to service of the week. We kind of went through it kind of quick. Now, there's not a lot of games on this week. So we can kind of goof off a little bit in between each quarter. Kind of, in the TV biz, they tell you to stretch it out a little bit. Come on, stretch it out. So I guess let's.
Taylor Swift was on Thursday Night Football 3 times so far. I think the over/under was 5.
All right. So how many receptions does Kelsey have to Taylor Swift appearances?
Say that one more time.
How many receptions does Travis Kelsey have to Taylor Swift appearances?
Oh, what I have to let me check that. I can check that for you real quick.
I know there's a prop bet somewhere in Vegas on this right now.
There is a prop bet. I think it's who gets more receptions or images
or airtime.
Airtime, yeah, something like that.
All right, so let's cover let's recap some of the Tuesday and Wednesday games from earlier this week because we had some pretty decent games. We had Coastal Carolina take on App State. Coastal pulls out the win, 27-24. Liberty took down Jacksonville State for their first loss this year. Liberty 31, Jacksonville State 13. It was a close game until about midway through the third quarter, and then Liberty kind of impressed its will against Jacksonville State. And then Middle Tennessee State took down Louisiana Tech 31-23. And it was also a fairly good game. And then we go to Wednesday, and UTEP beats FIU, and that's Florida International University for those who don't know. And then New Mexico State, the Aggie, beats Sam Houston State at home in New Mexico. I don't know. Where do they play in New Mexico?
I don't know where
He didn't know either. All right. And then right now we have West Virginia and Houston playing. And the last time I checked, Houston is leading, and they are fired up to play. Dana Holgerson's coaching for a job. And then SMU and East Carolina are playing. SMU, I think, is winning that game by a little bit.
Yeah, they were in the lead last I saw.
So that's that was pretty good. So next week we have some Tuesday and Wednesday games we need to talk about. Let's talk about those right now since we have a little bit of time at the end of the first quarter. Next week we have Liberty playing with Middle Tennessee State playing at Liberty at 7 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. I'm going to lean Liberty heavy on this one. They got a pretty good coach. And Jamie Chadwell used to be the Coastal Carolina coach. I say they do pretty well. Western Kentucky travels to play Jacksonville State and Jacksonville, Alabama. I'm telling you right now, whatever the over or the line is on this game, the over and under, take the over. This game is going to have 1,000 points in it. It's going to be a Tuesday showdown. So if you're looking for something to do on Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m., switch over to ESPNU and check out Western Kentucky and Jacksonville State. I promise you, it's Rich Rodriguez going against Western Kentucky. It's going to be a lot of points. And then also at 7:30 on Tuesday on ESPN2, we got Southern Miss playing South Alabama. South Alabama is a sneaky good team with not the best record, but they are a really good team. Then they're going to flop over to Wednesday night, and you got Florida International traveling to play Sam Houston. I know this all sounds like it's all mixed together because they're all just swapping each other. And you have New Mexico State traveling to El Paso to take on UTEP. Tell me that's not confusing. That's a mouthful there. So we've got a lot of Tuesday, Wednesday. Used to it was called Maction. They used to have Maction, but they don't have Maction anymore. I don't even know if Mac's on TV anymore. I'm kidding. And then on Thursday during the show, we'll have Rice at Tulsa and James Madison at Marshall. And that might be our game of the week. Our G5 game of the week next week is James Madison at Marshall. We'll talk a little bit more about James Madison at the end of head-to-head in the fourth quarter. But James Madison and Marshall, just look for that. That's potentially the G5 game of the week next week is James Madison at Marshall. We probably need to talk a little bit about it tonight because we're going to be on about the time that that game comes on. So right now the Dukes are undefeated. They take on Georgia Southern, who's a pretty good team, this weekend. And this game's going to be in Huntington, West Virginia. Marshall's a good team. They lost their first game last week, and it was a close game. So They're coming off a loss. Right now, I'm going to lean James Madison just because they're undefeated, and I'd love to see a G5 team that kind of runs the table.
Well, that's the game that's next week. So.
Yeah, it's next week. So you got to remember, we got James Madison plays this Saturday, and then they play next Thursday. So we're talking about next Thursday's game. Yeah, definitely a short week. So, but those are going to be some good games. We got about 4 minutes left in the first quarter. We can transfer. Let's go ahead and shift on over to the second quarter. We good with shifting over to the second quarter?
Absolutely.
All right, let's shift over to the second quarter. We're going to go head to head. Let's start with Hunter first in the Sun Belt. Hunter's going to start with the Sun Belt first.
So, first game up is the University of Louisiana Monroe Warhawks are playing in San Marcos against the mighty Texas State Bobcats. Texas State took their first conference loss of the season last week against the University of Louisiana Raging Cajuns. I don't think that will be a similar result. I think that Texas State learned some lessons about turning the ball over in the fashion they did, some ball security drills, probably some burpees and things to make sure that you hold on the ball so you don't run so much during practice. I think Texas State wins this game 42-31. That would leave the Warhawks covering the minus 16.5 point spread. I don't have the over-under in front of me, but I do know it's about 63 points. So I would say the over to hit, but ULM to cover. Then it's Georgia State, Georgia Southern at James Madison. I think the Dukes win this one 27-14. It's probably more of a defensive game. James Madison's defense pretty dominant. They have some good quarterback play. I don't think it's a big flashy game, but I do think that it's a very good, hard fist fight type of game. Then we have Troy at Army. This is the first time that Troy's ever traveled to New York. And I have the Trojans beating the Black Knights of the Hudson 21-20 in an absolute defensive struggle, highlighted by at least one defensive touchdown by either team and a whole lot of running the football. Then finally Marshall at Georgia State. Marshall took the first loss last week. I still think they're one of, if not the best team in the Sun Belt. And I have them beating Georgia State in an absolute barn burner, 38-35. I think it'd be a high-scoring affair. It could very well turn out to be a lopsided game, like 42-7 type of thing, but I think it'll be a 38-35 type game, something really fun to watch. And that's all I got for the Sun Belt. A lot of teams are off this week. About half the Sun Belt is off this week.
All right, Jude, let's talk about the Mountain West.
All right. First off, starting Friday night, October 13th. Oh, Friday the 13th. Cool. Fresno State's going to travel to Utah State, and they're going to demolish them. Then Saturday, UNLV at Nevada. The battle of the, what are they, the Silver State? Or something like that. But UNLV at Nevada. Can I take an early guess to your game of the week that does not matter? Is it UNLV at Nevada?
Nope. UNLV's a good team. UNLV's got a good coach. Who's the coach at UNLV, Hunter?
Barry Odom.
Barry Odom, former Arkansas head coach.
Missouri.
And he was DC at Arkansas. All right, yeah. Former Missouri head coach and Arkansas DC, Barry Odom.
Yeah, I do expect UNLV to go into Nevada and win. Next up on the slate is San Jose State at New Mexico. Look for a high-scoring affair. I would take San Jose State and the over. We talked a little bit about Wyoming and Air Force. You guys know I said take the under, take Wyoming to cover, but take Air Force to win. Boise State at Colorado State. Colorado State plays good or well in games that seem to matter, that have any kind of interest. Boise State, not so long ago, was a relevant team in NCAA football. So I expect that to be a pretty good game. But I think Colorado State's going to come off the knot and beat them. I think they're going to beat them at home. And San Diego State's going to go into Hawaii in the late game, 8 o'clock my time, which means everyone over there on the East Coast, with Bocce, it's going to be an 11 o'clock start time for them. But look for San Diego State to go into Hawaii and just completely handle them. And that's the Mountain West Conference for this week.
All right. So I'm going to give 5-minute warning here. I know I said that. So we had a couple of new subscribers add to the channel. Well, since we started the show, and I'm going to give them 5 minutes. You got to watch this video that I put out. I guess it was Sunday night into Monday. You got to leave a comment and give a thumbs up to be eligible to win. You have to do it on the video, not on the live stream. Live stream views, you just have to be present on the live stream.
A couple
You
of
got 5 more minutes.
Hi, Papa and Mama Cass. you said they were watching.
Who's that?
You said they were watching, so I said, "Hey, you subscribe."
Oh yeah, it's I don't know if my dad and my stepmom are watching or not. If they are, my dad can come knock on my door.
Yeah, they all came up here for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, we're just all hanging out right now.
I really wonder why.
Is she wearing a shirt? Okay, thank God she's wearing a shirt. Good deal. I can't tell. It's too dark in here. I'm too old. All right, Lindsay. Let's talk about that Atlantic Coast Conference. While I'm waiting on the final people to show up and to watch the video. Atlantic Coast Conference. What you got there, Lindsay?
Only 5 games this week coming up. They're all on Saturday the 14th. The first one, Syracuse at Florida State. Florida State is going to walk all over them. Ranked number 4, and Syracuse is unranked. Florida State has been on a pretty good roll lately. I like what they've been doing offensively, and the defense is going to be far too stout for Syracuse. And the betting line on this one is what? The over-under is 55. I'm going to take the under, but Florida State is favored by 17.5. And I think they'll win outright. So that's not going to be a much of a contest. So the second one is Wake Forest at Virginia Tech. And Virginia Tech has also been on a pretty good roll lately. I like what Wake Forest is doing on their side, offensively on their side of the ball. But I think ultimately it's going to be so I'm trying to juggle getting the betting line while I also try to talk halfway intelligently about the game.
So what you're saying is the team that scores the most points is going to win the game.
I mean, you put it very succinctly, and yes, that is true. In this case, Virginia Tech is favored by a measly 1.5 points with an over/under 48. I think Virginia Tech's going to win. I think they're gonna do far better than the betting line indicates, though. And I'm going to go with the over, and Virginia Tech's going to win by far more than the 1.5 they're favored for to win on the betting line. Third game is Louisville at Pittsburgh, and Louisville's ranked 14. Pittsburgh comes in unranked, and they're going to have to work cut out for them. Pittsburgh will, seeing as how Louisville, I think, is a much better team across the board. And the line on this one is Louisville's favored by 7.5 with an over/under 44. Now, I would take the over on this one, and certainly Louisville's gonna win handily. I would say even by 2 touchdowns. They have a much better game plan overall, and I like how they execute. Perhaps the best game to watch the weekend in that conference is going to be the Miami-North Carolina game.
We can't talk about that because it's one of our head-to-head matchups.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh. Well,
I sent you the message earlier.
Well, I don't. And then we'll leave. How about NC State and Duke?
Well, that one's on there too.
Okay, never mind. I'm done.
We're gonna have something to do in the fourth quarter. I'm telling you, it's gonna be lonely around here when we don't. All right. Before I close the video out, I'm gonna give you all some action. Y'all want to hear some action?
Oh, I'd love to hear some action.
All right. Starting off at 12 p.m. on CBS Sports Network, known as the Armed Forces Network, we have Kent State traveling to Rynearson Stadium in Ypsilanti, Michigan, to take on Eastern Michigan. I'm taking Eastern Michigan in this game. I don't have the betting line. I'm just going to give you upright winners. Eastern Michigan takes the win at 2 p.m. on ESPN Plus from Schumann Stadium in Muncie, Indiana. We have Toledo taking on Ball State. I got to look at my notes here. I think I took Ball State. I want to say I took Ball State. I took Ball State. We're going Ball State. At 3:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus from Kelly Short Stadium in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. I didn't even know this place existed until just now. We have Akron traveling to take on the Chippewas from Central Michigan. I'm leaning heavy on Jim McElwain in the Central Michigan Chippewas. They're going to go ahead and crack Akron. Go ahead.
Jim McElwain, did he used to coach Florida?
Yep.
He was the guy who was Colin Cowherd's roommate. Remember, I was mistaken?
Yeah.
Jim McElwain was Colin Cowherd's roommate in like Eastern Washington or something like that.
Yep.
Sorry.
Cool. All right. At 3:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus from UB Stadium in Buffalo, New York, we have the Bowling Green, whatever they are, taking on the Buffalo Blue Bulls. Now, I'm going to go with the road team on this one. I'm picking the ugly uniforms in Bowling Green. All right. At 3:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus again from Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Where's Waldo? It's in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We have Miami of Ohio taking on Western Michigan. I'm going to go with the other Miami. I'm going to take Miami of Ohio in this game. It'll be the only Miami team I'm picking this week. And then at 4 p.m. on ESPNU, we have the Bobcats from Ohio traveling to Husky Stadium in DeKalb, Illinois to take on the Huskies from Northern Illinois. I'm leaning heavy on the Bobcats. Bobcats are going to give a beatdown, a week 3 beatdown. Boom. You heard it here. Take the over. Lots of points. Bobcats cover the spread. And that's it for Maxton, folks. Now I'm going to kick it over to Jude, and he's going to talk about the Pac-12. Every team in the Pac-12 except for USC at Notre Dame, Oregon at Washington, UCLA at Oregon State, and that's it.
Yeah, I've been saying this all year, guys. It's a weird year for the Pac-12 to become the Pac-2 because they've got ranked teams all over the place. They're getting their games are all getting all kinds of viewership, especially like if you think of Team Prime. You know, he's just added to the Pac-12 right before he left. You would think they could be the conference of the Power Five, but they decided to disband. But anyways, we'll start once again on Friday, October 13th, as Stanford travels to Boulder, Colorado to play Team Prime. Look for the over on this. The over-under is 60 points. I'm gonna take the over. Also going to take Colorado to cover. They're an 11.5 point favorite. This should put them at 5-2 on the season. Same record that Notre Dame has going into the USC game. But they haven't shown up in the two, except for the first game of the year, the two major games that they played this year. But that's all right. Now we're going to move on to California at Utah, Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, actually. Cal going to Utah. It's going to be a low-scoring affair. Utah's playing without their starting quarterback. Cam Rising recently came out and said that Utah's been sandbagging his injury a little bit. It's a little bit worse than they thought. Now we're actually thinking he might get a medical red shirt because he might not play at all this year, which is bad for Utah, but probably good for wherever Utah's going. Where are they going to? The Big 12 or something like that?
Miniature 12.
Okay, yeah, because
They're called the mid-12. They're like mid-majors.
But they're going to go. They're going to have a good quarterback there if he gets that medical red shirt. But it is going to be a low-scoring affair. The over-under is 44 points. Utah's an 11.5 point favorite. 27-10. Yeah, take the under and take Utah to cover. Let's see. What's the next game on the slate? We've got we're not going to talk about that game yet. Are we talking about Arizona and Washington State?
Yeah.
Shoot from the hip.
Arizona and Washington State. Arizona is going to come down from that emotional letdown of losing to SC, in triple overtime or something like that. They're Washington State. They're a 7.5 point dog. I expect them to get blown out by about 14, 15 points. Over under is 57.5 points. So look at Arizona to cover with the over. It's hard to come back from games like that. I mean, Hunter, you played, you know what it's like, when you lose one of those emotional games, you just, no matter how how you try to prepare yourself, for the following week. It's just tough to do that when you have an emotional loss or an emotional win like that.
Never had back-to-back losses anytime it mattered. Never did.
Oh,
Jude, what he's saying is Hunter pisses excellence. All right, when he gets up in the morning, he pisses excellence.
No one
right.
can do that.
Now we talk about back-to-back losses in wrestling. I got a lot of those.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about those. We're only going to talk about the victories on this one, not the defeats. I got a whole lot of more L's to my name than I do W's.
all right.
I do know, dude. I just like to mess around. It's tough. It's tough to win, especially. It's always tough to win, and then it's really hard after you go have a game where you're playing a team that might be a little bit more talented than you, and you go and you take them to the wire like that and come up short. You get in the locker room. Some guys, it can make a team better, but it also can make a team a lot worse because young guys start pointing at each other. What did you do wrong? You did this wrong, and it can break a team down. So for Arizona, I think Jed Fish is a good coach, so I don't think he'll let it break the team down too much. But I do agree with you. I do think Washington State does kind of take them to the woodshed here, and we'll see how Arizona recovers after that.
Yeah, I agree with that take, man. Washington State's too good a team, especially at home, and their quarterback's just. And it's crazy that he's like the third or fourth best quarterback in his conference, as good as he is. But that just goes to show you in the Air 12. And those are the only games I'm going to talk about right now because the rest of them are going to be in the head-to-heads because Pac-12 is full of teams in the top 25.
For sure. All right. So we're going to put a little timeout here. We're going to talk about Lizzie needs to write down these names real quick so you can put them into scrap pieces of paper, ball them up. I mean, he's going to put them into a hat, a bucket, a cup, a dirty shirt,
Pair of underpants.
whatever it takes.
A sock that stands up on its own.
Any of those. He's going to maybe put it into a shoe and shake it. I don't know. However, he's going to deliver this message here. He's going to shake it all up. He's going to dump the names out, and he's going to announce a winner during the third quarter. We'll have a process of which we go by. So, name number one. Are you ready, Lindsay?
Go ahead.
Diabolical 58. Name number two, Power Stroke Jude.
Withdraw my name. Give it to a viewer, not a
Well, hold on a second. Hold on. Here's the deal. If you win, you can assign it to whoever you want.
Okay.
Wrinkle.
Keep me in.
Wrinkle. I just threw a wrench into the plan.
Motioning on the play.
All right. Third, Pat CB. Fourth, Lindsay from Coil Tools
And
Firearms. Bocce from Bocce's Blankets and More. Wouldn't it be funny if Bocce won her own prize?
Hey, you gotta work for yourself.
It'd save me money on shipping. I'm not gonna lie. I would definitely just deliver it to her. Next, we have Ken from East Coast Ken. Then after that, we have that proud New Englander, Chris Hodges. Joey Preciado. And Joey, I didn't mean to delete your comment. It just happened. I'm sorry about it.
Hey, Chris Hodges on an Ed the Old Tech Guy live stream had a bet with me a couple of years ago when the Astros were playing the Red Sox, and he took a whipped cream pie to the face because the Astros took it to the Red Sox, just like they took it to the Twins, and just like they're about to take it to the Rangers, and then probably whoever comes out of the NL this year, because we're gonna go back to back, baby.
It's not the Braves. As long as it's not the Braves, I think the Astros got it.
All right.
I agree.
We have Raging from Raging Cajun Garage. And finally, we got that Wisconsin Badger, Brian Stewart.
What's up, Brian? Raging.
Brian made it. He was our last one in, Brian Stewart.
Welcome in, Brian.
So what's going to happen is during the third quarter, Lindsay is going to put all the names in a receptacle. He's going to shake that receptacle around, and a winner will be provided. Got all the names, Lindsay?
Got all the names.
Got all the names.
Making little tiny slips for each one as we speak.
Making little tiny slips for each one as we speak.
You can keep repeating everything he says too.
Yes. Oh, we're having a good time. I don't get to see my son a lot, so we're getting to hang out. All right. It's halftime, I think. If I'm doing the math wrong, I got to take my shoe off so I can count that high. Halftime. Wait, you know what happens at halftime? We're going to talk.
You can't see like 10 feet in front of your face. I see you at the
Hey,
menu of the restaurant. Don't
I'm still a few years away, dude, but I spend a lot of time with my kid. I mean, if I'm off work and not even if I'm doing working on the side of the road fixing someone's truck, he's there with me, handing me tools. I spend a lot of time with him. So when he goes to school or military or whatever he decides to do, man, it's going to be rough on me too, man.
All right. So I'm going to tell you this. All right, hey Jude, can I throw a little shade your way, or can I promote you a little bit?
Oh, absolutely, both.
All right, you gotta go follow Jude on Instagram, Power Stroke Jude, and you'll get to see what he's up to. And I'm telling you, what his kid's doing right now is pretty awesome. So you gotta go check it out. So Jude, you want to go ahead and tell everybody what's going on?
Oh, with the travel ball?
Yeah.
Yeah. He, my kid about a month and a half ago, he played rec ball, at the Y, and he was pretty good. And he one of his buddies who was pretty good as well used to play travel ball, but he came to play rec ball with my son because they're best friends, and he wanted to play with my son. So after a couple seasons playing rec ball, his dad said, "Hey man, you're getting some bad habits. I'm going to put you back in travel ball." So he told my son, "Why don't you try out?" And I was like, my son asked me, I said, "Yeah, we'll take you." And I was honestly thinking it was going to be good for him to see what he needs to work on, so he can improve. So maybe next season, if he was ready for travel ball. We went to the tryout. There were 60 kids there, 50, 60 kids trying out for what I thought were 16 positions. Turned out to be, there was 8 positions. No, I take it back. There were 8. I thought it was going to be 16 positions, but there were returning players too that already had their spot. So there were only 8 positions that he was actually trying available, and he made the team. So I was like, "Whoa!" He balled his little butt off. So I've been putting updates at the when we go to the games of how he's doing. And I was like, it's a live action game, and I suck bad enough filming YouTube videos, with tools not moving. So filming him actually playing, it's kind of hard. That's why I usually just wait for the timeouts to show him like walking around. But I do have one clip of a little highlight clip of him getting an M1. I'm going to post tonight probably. So that's what's going on, man. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of the dude. He's doing well. And best of all that, he every morning wakes up and tells me, "Oh, he's go check my grades because we can check them on the computer." He's all my homework's done, everything's turned in. He's like, "I got nothing lower than B's," because I told him he's got to keep his grades up. He wants to keep playing, and he's on me to check his grades. Like, he's like, "Go check him, go check him." I'm like, "All right, let's go."
Well, that's awesome. So just let everybody know that Surfer Dude is not only is he performing he's excelling on the court, he's excelling in the classroom. So we got to give we got to do better golf clap. Let's do a regular clap for Surfer Dude.
Thanks.
All right, it's halftime. So we got to talk about that halftime prediction machine. What is your top 5 Heisman Trophy candidates? Hunter, let's hear your top 5 Heisman Trophy candidates right now.
Number 1, Michael Penix, quarterback, Washington. He's putting up video game-like numbers. They play Oregon this week, and I think that he'll have he'll have to have another big game and maybe have his Heisman moment to beat the Ducks of Oregon. And I think they will. We'll get into that in the head-to-head. Number 2, I'm going to go with Caleb Williams. The only reason that he's at number 2 is because the voter fatigue plus that defense may cost him a Heisman because that defense is terrible. He may need to go play on the other side of the ball.
That defense may give him a Heisman because he's going to have to outscore all these teams that he's playing.
Number 3, Bo Nix. I think even though they're off last week, he's kind of shown by other quarterbacks play that he is just a step above a lot of other guys. Number 4, I'm going to go with Jordan Travis from Florida State. I like what he's doing. I like that he's just kept it up. And number 5, I'm going to go with the dark horse, a quarterback that if he has a crazy stretch, and if the team that he plays for continues the improvement they started to make, Jaden Daniels, the quarterback from LSU, is putting up increasingly insane numbers and the best offense in the SEC. They have to play the best defenses every week, and they put up the numbers that they do. He could end up in New York if LSU continues the trajectory that they're on. They may not win the SEC this year, but if they go 10-2 and he puts up the numbers like he has, he could very well be in New York.
All right, Jude, who's your Heisman top 5?
Real similar. I got Caleb Williams number 1. I know there is voter fatigue. I agree with that, but I mean, he's just, still his numbers are just too good. And like my joke, man, that defense may cause him to. He may have to have Heisman moments, at the end of every game because our defense can't stop anyone. Number 2, I would put Michael Penix Jr. because that dude is just a freaking stud. He is absolutely putting up video game numbers. If he does what he's been doing against Oregon, I think he can leapfrog Caleb, not just because of fatigue, but because of what he's done on the field this year. Number 3, I'll say Bo Nix, who just like Michael Penix Jr., either one of them could leapfrog Caleb Williams, just because of how well they're playing and the teams that they're playing against. That's my top 3. If I only had 3 set aside, if I had to go with 2, 4, and 5, I'll say a couple of dark horses. I'll say Cam Ward out of Washington State, and I'm going to stick with Jackson Dart out of Mississippi State. They pulled a big win against not Mississippi State, Ole Miss. I said Mississippi State. They pulled off a big win against LSU. I said at the very beginning of the year, I thought they had the toughest schedule in football with either them or SC or one of the Pac-12 teams. But if they continue, the way they've been playing, they could go. Like just like LSU, they can go 10-2 or 11-1. I think, man, you can't ignore it, man, because he's leading the team with his legs and his arm. I know he's not putting up big numbers, but he's doing what he has to do to win. So, those
All
are
right, Lindsay, who's in your Heisman top 5?
My top 3 are a sure lock for consideration. No surprise, Caleb Williams and Michael Penix Jr. is my 1 and 2 on these. I like to see how they're both developing this year. They have very solid, consistent performances that reflect very well on them. And as long as they can keep doing what they're doing, they're going to be top considerations for the award. I like Quinn Ewers as well. Not only is he surrounded by some really good stars on the team that help him stand out, but I think last week's loss is no reflection on him because the defense let the team down that week. So I would not have that reflect negatively on him. And I think he had a very strong performance last week that keeps him in a top candidate consideration. Now, for the other 2 slots, there's a few names that we can juggle around, but the ones that I like are Jordan Travis from Florida State, and I'll even throw in as a dark horse J.J. McCarthy on the outside of that.
That's a good
Both
one.
these guys have a lot of potential that's worth watching, and if one of the other top candidates starts to falter and these guys continue to escalate their game, they're going to be top considerations as well.
All right. According to BetMGM, we're just using this as a statistic driver. This is the top 5 in college football's Heisman Trophy race. At a plus 200 is Michael Penix. Number 2 at 225 is Caleb Williams. At 3 at 600 is Bo Nix. At 4 at plus 1200 is Dylan Gabriel, quarterback of Oklahoma. At 5 at plus 1,300 is Jordan Travis. Now I'm going to talk about a dark horse here. And the dark horse of dark horses got himself a weapon last week, and that weapon looked awful good. And we're going to talk about Drake May of North Carolina. Drake May is at plus 1,600, and last week he and Tez Walker lit it up. And they're going to do it again this week against the U. They're going to give Miami a shellacking. So look for Drake May to be a dark horse. And I'm going to lean, like Hunter said, with Jaden Daniels. If you didn't watch LSU play last week, you missed the show because it was all over the field. So those are 2 dark horses, the favorites of the favorites. And the only thing I'll say about the Heisman Trophy race this year is if you lose and you're a quarterback, your team might be out, or you might be out of the Heisman race. Losses may count against quarterbacks this season. Just put it out there. I'm saying there has to be a metric because right now you have, let's see, total passing yards. Michael Penix Jr. has almost 2,000 yards. Caleb Williams is 1,822. Dylan Gabriel has 1,878. Bo Nix has 1,500 yards, and Jordan Travis has 1,200 passing yards. Now, we have about a 700 yards, 800 yard differential between 1 and 5, but you have to look at the numbers on this one. You've got to have something that separates somebody from the rest of the crowd. So a loss could cost one of those guys. Like Hunter said, Caleb Williams may have to go play defense. So that'd just be one more thing he add to his Heisman list. But I can promise you, Caleb Williams could probably play corner, safety, linebacker, DN, whatever it takes. You know, Jude, do you know anybody on the USC staff we can give a call to?
Oh man, they're not far away. Y'all just go knock on the doors, knock on the coaching office. I may
Stop
be there.
blitzing.
I'll be real close on Monday. I'm gonna be in Inglewood. Cowboys are at the.
All right, going to the Cowboys game?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my brother. We're gonna show up and we're gonna risk it. I mean, we could have got tickets already, but he's like, dude, I got this Game Time app. He's like, we wait till an hour before the game. Everything goes like 50%. I said, yeah, but what if we don't get him? He's like, well, then we're driving home. I'm like, all right, dude.
Hey, I've always said that my favorite way to watch the Cowboys is stressing out in the comfort of my own home.
I'm going to be stuck with them this weekend, too. So we'll see what happens. All right. It's time for the third quarter. Lindsay, we're going to talk this out a little bit. We got a few minutes, right, before we draw a name. Draw a name.
Whose name am I going to draw? We don't know.
Draw my name.
Oh.
I'll take the prize.
Draw it out.
I've been working on my artist skills. I can draw a lot of things.
Can you draw a circle? A straight line.
It always comes up more like an egg shape.
What about a rhombus?
I'd have to Google that.
An isosceles triangle.
A rotating tetrahedron.
A dodecahedron.
Isosceles. I don't think I've heard isosceles since 7th grade algebra.
Well, I mean, like I have the mind of a 12-year-old, so
Draw the hypotenuse
No way this family passed
of a
you.
right triangle.
yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for my 7th grade geometry or my 7th grade, if it wasn't for my high school geometry teacher, Miss Wooten, I would have never passed geometry in high school. But she goes, she had a before and after school tutoring, and I went to every class. And she said if I attended every tutoring session, I would pass. And every day I'd ask her, I go, Miss Wooten, am I going to pass? Miss Wooten, am I going to pass? She goes, I think you'll pass by 1 or 2 points. So I got a 74 in high school geometry. So thanks, Miss Wooten, because I wouldn't have passed without you.
I had a biology teacher in high school. She took similar kind of pity on me too, and she made sure I passed through the D. D's passing. That's all I really cared about.
Yeah, I took anatomy in high school. I mastered the female anatomy in high school. All right. Bad joke time is over. All right, Lindsay, you want to start putting some names into a receptacle and give them a shake? Do you have an old sock? And what are you using, first off? Of course, the rubber man goes with the glove.
Very well.
We're using a glove.
Oh, my God.
Put your rubbers on, boys and girls. Time to put some names.
Can we change the name of the website to Coil Tools, Firearms, and Rubbers? I mean, look,
Hey.
there's legitimate questions in life that need to be asked. That's one of them.
Yes.
I always said he needs to name his firearm business Recoil Firearms. You know what I mean? I think he missed one there.
I missed. Believe me, I'm no marketing genius.
Look, when it comes to marketing, Lindsay, before you make any decisions, you need to consult me first.
Yeah, it's a good idea because I just got some feedback today that I missed some more marketing opportunities with some other products that I'm selling. So,
Well, like a roll cart,
no.
a battery tester,
Mm,
a camera,
no. Soap.
soap, man cleaner,
Yeah.
and man
Oh,
scrub.
dude, that video was cool, dude.
Oh, the one I was making them?
From a couple weeks ago, yeah. I was like, man,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
better than the video that you almost caught yourself on fire.
I really wish I had-
rival the pliers fighting.
I know this is, well, since we have to stretch out the show tonight, I don't mind telling you a story. Today, I got the greatest testimonial of all time. I wish I had video rolling on this one because it would made a great commercial. A guy comes on the truck and he buys, I have a buy 5, get 1 free thing. He buys 5. He picks up a 6th one for free. And he says, man, this stuff is awesome. I've been giving it to my parents. My kids have been using it. He says, it'll take the skin right off your body. He said, it will take the asphalt off a sidewalk. Wow.
I thought maybe it cured like leprosy or lesions or something.
It's not a miracle cure.
Ah,
I don't want to overstate it. I thought, and then he said that he gave it to his mom, who said she used it to scrub her bathtub clean.
it's better than the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
It's fantastic.
The Coil Tools Magic Eraser. Are you
It's
going to
a
start doing
dual
infomercials at like 3 o'clock in the morning on TV? Look, you can use this to wash your man parts or your bathtub. Wow.
You done take a shower, take a little soap.
We'll call it-
on the
we'll call
floor,
it
you
Lindsay.
Get done cleaning that right up.
We'll call it Lindsay Clean instead of
Lindsay
OxyClean. Lindsay Clean. It's not clean unless it's Lindsay Clean. You can be over there just like scrubbing the skin off your arm.
That's until they bleed.
Yeah.
It shreds its flesh is hanging off.
Then you can show like a truck stop bathroom. You're over there scrubbing it clean with it. Before and after.
Speaking of truck stop bathrooms, if it was like 1985, you could be like show someone in a truck stop bathroom scrubbing the AIDS right off their skin.
Cancel off. Cancel off. Cancel
Oh,
off.
this is still a family show, dude. I mean,
Oh, sorry.
Oh no! Come on, seriously.
All right, let's
we
roll
are-
on to the.
Hey, we could have a great tagline. Get so clean, make it look like a crime scene.
Oh no!
Or get rid of the crime scene by getting clean.
Right.
Lindsay Clean. All right. Let's draw this name. Let's make it happen. Give it a decent shake, Lindsay.
Well,
Decent
we have to insert the names in the rubber first.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You can go
Hey,
the first one.
did you ever watch the Chappelle Show?
Yes.
You remember whenever Rick James came on, he was talking to Eddie Murphy? He goes, what do the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap! All right. Well, since you're loading names into the tube here, I got to go over Big Ten games of the week. Big Ten. I got to cover the Big Ten real quick. We have Michigan's going to beat Indiana from the big house there in Ann Arbor. Number 3, Ohio State travels to Ross-Ade Stadium in West Lafayette, Indiana, where Ohio State will crush Purdue easily. At 12 p.m. on the Big Ten Network from SHI Stadium in Piscataway, New Jersey, Michigan State travels to take on Rutgers. Michigan State doesn't have a coach. Their players are all leaving. I'm taking the Hitmen from Rutgers to take down Michigan State. At 3:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network from Beaver Stadium in University Park, Pennsylvania, the Minutemen from UMass travel to take on the Penn State Nittany Lions. I got the Nittany Lions running all. They may score 100 points. This could get ugly. At 3:30 p.m. on NBC from SECU Stadium in College Park, Maryland, Illinois travels to take on the Terrapins. Terrapins got a whooping last week by Ohio State. So they're going to look to rebound against
Somebody
Illinois.
said so.
Yep, Hunter picked that game right. Illinois is going to get smashed by Maryland. And in the afternoon, what we like to call the night game in the Midwest, at 4 p.m. on Fox from Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin. We've got Iowa coming to take on those Wisconsin Badgers. Brian Stewart will be happy One of the third coolest traditions in college football when Wisconsin hits between third and fourth quarter and they play jump. That's pretty sweet. So
That is cool.
look for that. That ought to be about dark 30 there in the Midwest. I don't know what time it's going to be there. I have no clue. All right, this game could go by in an hour and 15 minutes, or it could be 3 hours long. I don't know. So while we're waiting on Lindsay to shake the names up a little bit more, Hunter, shake up everybody with the Big 12. What you got going on?
So you have Iowa State travels to Ohio to take on the University of Cincinnati in what is a now Big 12 showdown. I think it's a defensive struggle. I'm going to go. The Cyclones had a big win against TCU last week. I think they can follow up with another win, 21-14 against the University of Cincinnati Bearcats. Then later on, you have Kansas taking on Oklahoma State in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Kansas is only favored -3. Jason Bean is going to be the starting quarterback again. I think that he has that Kansas run game working to perfection right now in that spread triple option type system. I could get really into it, but I won't. So we have Kansas winning that game 35-21 against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Then BYU takes on TCU in Fort Worth, Texas. TCU has Taylor Morris's day-to-day right now for TCU. He probably won't play this game, but I still think TCU is the more talented team and will find a way to win, beating the BYU Cougars 27-21. Finally, K-State takes on Texas Tech at night in Lubbock, Texas. Texas Tech is favored by about 3 points, or maybe it was 1.5. I can't remember the line right off the top of my head. But I think that's the wrong team's favored. I think K-State goes in there and beats up on Texas Tech, winning 35-21 without much of a question to see who really is the fourth best team in the Big 12.
All right, Lindsay, before you draw a name, so you can continue to shake the bag, continue to shake the glove, I need you to give me a breakdown on. You're just going to pick winners on this one, the SEC, and I'm going to call out the game for you since you're working so hard. At 12 p.m. on the CBS network from First Bank Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee, the #1 Georgia Bulldogs take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. Who do you got in this game, Lindsay?
That's a question?
Kidding. All right.
Wow. That's the
At
question
noon
that
on
does not
the
need to be
four-letter
asked. You're
network.
going Georgia all the way.
All right, at noon on that four-letter network from Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Arkansas travels to take on the #11 Crimson Tide of Alabama. What you got on this one, Lindsay?
Ooh.
Keep shaking that glove while you're thinking, though.
Well, the thing of this one is Alabama hasn't been looking so hot. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a big upset and we see Arkansas take the victory.
Most years I would agree with you, but Arkansas, they're not. Well, let's just say Arkansas fans are trying to drown their coach on the lake. I'm just stating facts.
I would say with Alabama not looking so hot, maybe they don't have the slack jobs they usually do, but they have an excellent defense. And maybe they're not just a beatable team. They could just be a good team that got beat by a really good team.
In honor of Thanksgiving, he's got a turkey or a cow udder. All right.
We're going to get flagged or something.
All right. We're going to cover Texas A&M and Tennessee in the fourth quarter. All right. 3:30 p.m. on ESPN or on the SEC network on ESPN from Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia, South Carolina. We got Florida traveling to take on the Gamecocks of South Carolina. South Carolina is favored in this game. They're the actual favorite in this game, Lizzie. What you got on this one?
It's Cocktober.
I'm going to look for another upset on this one, and I'm going to pick.
They're the Gamecocks. What do you want me to do?
All right. What you got, Lindsay?
I'm going to pick Florida as an upset on this one.
All right.
Yeah.
At 7 p.m. on that four-letter network, that's ESPN from Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, better known as Death Valley. We have the Tigers of Auburn traveling to take on the Tigers from LSU. What you got on this one, Lindsay?
Tigers will win.
Oh, Tigers will win.
For the second week in a row, we have a Tigers on Tigers matchup. Can you believe that?
The winning Tigers.
Tigers are winning?
Yes.
Okay, which Tigers? Are we talking about
The Bayou Bengals, or are we talking
the
about
Tree Tigers or the Bayou Bengals?
No, not the Bengals.
Hey,
You're not picking the Bayou Bengals?
I'm not going to pick the – no.
You're not picking LSU? You're going Auburn on that team?
No.
War Eagle, huh?
All right.
Are three different teams in the SEC all nicknamed the Tigers?
I think 4.
This was a stat on television the other night. All right. At the nightcap at 7:30 p.m. on SEC Network on ESPN from Kroger Field in Lexington, Kentucky, the Missouri Tigers look to take on the Kentucky Wildcats. Who do you got in this one, Lindsay?
Cats versus cats again. Is there a more common school mascot than some form of cat?
No, actually.
Probably not.
The Trojans, man? I don't know.
Maybe some form of bird.
Oh my God! Houston just won the game on a game-winning Hail Mary.
Who did?
I don't know, but Hunter almost took my ear off with his arm whenever he was celebrating.
I'm not celebrating. That's just hilarious. I love
right.
that.
So Lindsay's taking the Kentucky Wildcats to win this game.
Yes.
Because they're at home and they are reeling from the beating of a lifetime. The only team I saw lose worse than Kentucky was TCU to Georgia. So, all right, Lindsay, you got a glove in your hand with some names in it. It's 1:05 in the show. It's time to pull a winner.
All right. One more little inflate and shake.
Inflate and shake.
Brian Stewart.
Like
Brian Stewart. I have seen that movie about the Arkansas lineman who got drafted by the Colts. I can't remember. It was a good movie. It was a great story.
All right, here it is. I got a
All
winner.
right, draw the name.
The winner from the inflated rubber. Ho, 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 ho.
I can't see it.
Hang on. Wait for it.
Is that on a Chinese food?
No,
Fortune cookie
they
wrapper?
look like fortune cookie. I think so.
Please help. I'm being held here against my will.
I can't see it.
Lindsay from Coil Tools.
Lindsay. All right, since you on your own business.
I would like my hat and T-shirt back.
I'm serious. He did this. I have no idea. Lindsay, you now possess the power to pick a winner.
Do I have to pick a winner, or can I opt to go back to the glove?
You can opt to go back to the glove
back
since you're
to the
doing the
glove.
drawing.
Let's go.
But
back.
if you pull Power Stroke Jude's name,
Go back to the glove.
Jude gets to hand pick the winner.
Okay.
All right. Go back to the glove. I can't believe they won this game on a Hail Mary. This is unreal.
That was
And
a
we can't
wild.
get out of these damn
wild.
giveaways without.
Here's the flag.
Oh, it's not. Nobody's watching.
There's 10 people.
Yeah, but 8 of them are related to us.
They're probably going to report it.
8 are related. 5 of them
Probably.
are Brian's accounts
I
anyway.
don't agree with this.
All right.
All right. The next winner. I just want to say I'm going to take this as
Oh,
more
it's
victory. I
already-
feel really good winning something.
I can't see it.
And is that focused? Not yet. Hold on. It is. Come on.
Can you just say the name?
Chris
Hodges.
Chris Hodges with a W.
Yes.
Oh, man. Talk about a guy that deserves the victory.
Congratulations, Chris.
Chris Hodges. Email me at widerightcfb@gmail.com. Can one of y'all put that in the chat? I have no idea how to enter to the chat right now. I'm on my cell phone. I'm stuck here. Chris Hodges, just email me your address. You're the big winner. Big winner.
Big.
Big. Teens of dollars.
Uh,
I know he lives on the East Coast. I don't know where.
What's the email address?
Does that look right?
widerightcfb@gmail.com. Is he in the chat, by the way? Is he in the comments? Did he
No.
claim his prize?
I haven't seen his name pop up in a while.
Uh-oh. Was he in tonight?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
We didn't put a time limit on it. Rory.
Ruh-roh. That's okay. If he's not here, he won't be here in another 2 minutes or so. It doesn't matter.
It's all right. He's the winner. We're going to go. It's not like Coil Tools where you have to, draw a name every 17 seconds. Put the word on the street. Throw the feelers out. Chris Hodges, winner. If not, we'll just give it away again next week, I guess. I don't know.
Or we could go for a third winner.
No, because you're going to draw Jude's name out.
And I'm going to say
Jude,
Chris Hodges.
Chat.
Bocce says she didn't see him on the chat tonight.
Oh, no.
Man.
Draw a name.
All right.
All right.
Back
That's
to
the
the
rules.
glove.
If you're not here, you don't win.
Yeah.
All right. Draw a name.
Yeah, he had about 3-4 minutes right there. It's only fair to the people who
Draw a
watch all-
name.
Yeah, that is true. We'll give Chris Hodges a shout out as the
An honorary winner.
honorary winner.
We'll have the winner of the contest send us a video that we'll post to Instagram. Say thanks for not watching, Chris.
The crying out loud. Excuse my dog while she barks at nothing. From the best coast on the West Coast, Power Stroke Jude.
Oh my God! You kidding me?
Man,
Oh man, do I say someone's name or do we go back to the?
You call
There's
it.
three people here, so it's gonna be a 2-1 vote or a 3-0 vote. You guys, choose. Do I
Hey, look,
pick a
we
name
can
or
do
we
this
go
all
back to
night.
glove?
We can do this all night, or
not
you
really.
just
We've
pick
only
a
got
winner.
like 5 more names in the glove.
Look, dude, we can do this all night, or you can pick a winner. What do you want to do?
Like I said, it's up to you guys, man. Screw it, man. I don't know. It's kind of fun, but
You can go back to the glove. It's easy. It's right here.
Is Joey Preciado in the chat?
I texted him, but I haven't heard him reply yet.
We got another name ready to go, Jude. It's your call.
All right, to the glove.
To the
To the
glove.
glove. You heard it.
The next name
Only 'cause I
from
want
the
to see
glove,
Lindsay keep blowing that glove up.
Bocce from Bocce's Blankets and More.
All right.
Congratulations,
That's our
Bocce.
name.
You
That's the
win.
winner.
You get your very own crocheted bocce ball.
Bocce has my phone number. Just text me what size T-shirt you got, and I'll hook you up. And then
And how many
we'll probably
balls
hook
you
you up
want?
with some other cool stuff if you don't want your bocce ball. All right, there you go. We drove like the whole panel. Half the people didn't show up, and Bocce's still a winner. She won twice, basically. She
Pretty
won her
much.
prize back, so now she can go and sell this thing.
There's no losers tonight.
There you go. At the end of the day, there's no losers. All right. So we're grossly over time on a show that has plenty of time to spare, evidently. On to the fourth quarter. Bocce, claim your prize. You are the winner. Did she win? Did she comment?
Whether
Yeah,
you
she
want to
commented.
be or not. Yeah, there she is. She has emojicons, I said.
Is Miguel Martinez commenting for her?
Man,
Or can we call Miguel so that he can decipher the code at which she sent us?
When did we go from calling emoticons to emojis?
I don't know.
When did that
Look,
happen?
you're asking the guy that has no computer skills
Oh.
whatsoever.
That's not true. You do these
What, 'cause I could send a text.
you do these bang up live streams. You know all the technological stuff? All the
Man,
wizardry.
I feel honored by such greatness. Fourth quarter, head to head. This is where we separate the men from the boys by the size of their toys. We're going to go head to head, starting off with the runner up for the G5 game of the week at our number 8 position. I took the G5 game of the week over this for a reason. We'll talk about it in a second. But we have at number 8, Georgia Southern travels to James Madison. The Dukes are favored by 6. And Vegas is saying it's going to take 58.5 points for both the teams. So, Hunter, who do you have winning this game? Georgia Southern and James Madison. Hunter's giving me the look like you should know.
The Dukes.
Hunter's going with the Dukes. All right. Jude, who do you have between Georgia Southern and James Madison?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with James Madison. I'll go with James Madison and the over.
All right. I have the same thing that Jude just picks. The Dukes are going to cover the spread there and take the over. Lindsay, be the contrarian. Pick something different or not. Pick a winner. Obviously, it took like 3 times for us to pick. No, it took 4 times for us to pick a winner tonight. Georgia Southern at James Madison. Pick a winner.
I'm going to go with Georgia Southern for the upset. James Madison's only favored by 6. I think Georgia can win this thing and keep it a lower scoring affair. So I'll take the under.
All right. So would you be willing to put money on that game?
No.
I'm just looking to see if I can make like $6 off you.
That's how bad it is.
my Lindsay's like, my money?
Yeah, I mean, somebody wanted to chip in, I'll throw it on there. But
Yeah, Lindsay will bet a quarter.
I'll bet your money all day long.
Yeah, but he found a nickel on the floor. His last stop of the day. He's going to put that on the line. All right. At number 7, Texas A&M at Tennessee. Tennessee's favored by 3. They're saying 55.5 points. Lindsay, who you taking on this one?
I'm sorry, which one is it now? I was just reading a comment.
It was the Missouri Space Hams at the Texas A&M at Tennessee.
Texas A&M at Tennessee.
Uh-oh.
It's going to be a tight one regardless of who I choose on this. I think that the Volunteers have been looking very good. I'm going to go with them. They're favored by 3. So I think that not only will I take the over, but Tennessee's going to win this one.
All right, Jude, who do you got on this one?
I'm going to have to disagree completely. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take the Aggies to win outright. I think they're just due. They're a good team. They've run into some very tough competition. They played some teams well, and I think they're gonna. Yeah, I think this is the week they're gonna start performing a little bit better for the season. To make their run at a bowl game, and I think the Aggies win outright.
All right, Hunter, what do you got on this one, bud?
Well, we're throwing some analysis, but that delivered just some paralysis. Oh, well, Ryan, who would have guessed? Anyway, Tennessee is pretty good at, throw the deep ball. Hypo likes to do that. If Joe Milton can hit the passes, it will crush A&M. So I'll caveat this, but I think that I'll go roll with the over, and I'll roll Tennessee to win the game by about 3. But I don't think it's going to be like a blowout or anything. I think that Tennessee just wins a nice high-scoring game, like 42-45, something crazy. Why not?
I'm going to be a contrarian. I'm going to take the Aggies and the over. Aggies come off the schneid, and they go ahead and take down the Volunteers from Tennessee. All right, at number 6, game of the week, we have North Carolina State traveling to Duke to take on the number 17 Blue Devils. Vegas says the Duke is favored by -3, and it's only going to be 43.5 points. Hunter, what do you have for us?
Riley Leonard's playing. I'm taking Duke all the way.
I think Riley Leonard's actually out this game. That's why the spread is so close. Lindsay, what do you have in this game?
As much as I really like rooting for a team called Wolfpack, you got to go with Duke on this one. They're favored by 3. I'm going to take the over in Duke.
All right. Jude, what do you got here, bud?
I'm going to take Duke and the under.
So you're saying they win by one or 2 points?
Oh, I meant the under on the over under, but
okay.
Total score thing is.
yeah, I'll say it's going to be a close game. Duke will probably win 21-17.
All right. I said Duke's going to cover. I said take the over. I'm going to stick with it, even though I kind of thought about it. Maybe Riley Leonard not being there might hurt, but they have a good coach. They're going to take. I'm going to take the Blue Devils and to cover and the over. All right. At the number 5 game of the week, we have those pesky Tigers of Missouri. We already called this game to Kentucky. Forgot my own deal. Kentucky is the favorite by 2.5 points. Vegas says it's 43.5 total or 50.5 total points. And what is your pick, Hunter, on Missouri at Kentucky?
I'm going to go with the Wildcats and the over, and yeah.
All right, Lindsay, you took the Wildcats in this game.
Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. I'm just trying to help you out. I know that you're going to take the feline that scores the most points in this game, obviously.
Obviously. but I think this game's gonna be pretty close. I'm not so sure that we're gonna. Well, I'll take the over on this one for sure. But I think it's gonna be pretty close to the 2.5. I'm gonna say Kentucky by a field goal.
All right. I've got Kentucky to cover, and I'm going to take the over. There's no way they don't score at least 40 points between each team and score 40 points. Jude, what do you think on that one?
Same, but I'm taking Missouri. It's going to be a high-scoring game, so I'm taking the over. I'm thinking Missouri is going to win outright, so Missouri will cover.
All right, our number 4 game of the week. We have the number 25 Miami Hurricanes traveling to Chapel Hill, North Carolina to take on the number 12 Tar Heels. Vegas says the Tar Heels are only favored by 3.5 and 56.5 total points in this game. Jude, what's your prediction on this one?
I think that North Carolina is going to win the game outright. I think they will cover the 3.5 points, and I think it will go over 56.5.
All right. Hunter, what do you think on this Miami at North Carolina game?
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout by any measure. Yeah, Miami had that stupid way to lose, but I still think they're a good team and they've got a lot of potential. UNC has Tess Walker back. I think it should be a pretty good game, but I like North Carolina to win. And if they're favored, I like them to cover. If they're not favored, I like them to win by 7.
They are favored.
Just
So you're
win
picking them to cover and the
outright.
Outright.
Over under, I would say take the push.
all right. So you're saying they get right at that number.
Yeah.
All right, Lindsay. Miami at North Carolina. What you got?
I got North Carolina. There's going to be a way over on the score on this one. I see it being a shootout, and it's going to be far greater than the spread would indicate. So the spread's only 3.5. Look for the Tar Heels to walk away with this one. I'll take the over.
Yep, I got NC State covering, or I got NC State. I got North Carolina covering this one. I would say take the over. Miami's going to be able to score enough points to push the line on that one. Everybody good on that one?
Yeah.
All right. Number 3, Jude says the West Coast is the best coast. We have the number 18 UCLA Bruins traveling to Corvallis, Oregon to take on those pesky Beavers from Oregon State. Now, Vegas says Oregon State's favored by -3.5. This is going to take 54.5 points for both these teams to play. What you got, Jude?
I definitely got the under. I got Oregon State to cover. It's going to be a low-scoring game. 27-17 Oregon State.
All right, Lindsay, what do you got on this one?
I would like to see a group of actual Bears fight a group of actual Beavers to see who would win before I watch this game. The Beavers are small, but they're feisty, and they're nibblers. They'll get them down low.
Oh, this show's officially gone off the rails.
So take that visual and imagine how that would play out on the gridiron between these two teams. I like Oregon State on this one. They'll easily cover 3.5, and it won't be that low of scoring. I'll look for each to score within the 30, so I'm going to take the over.
All right, Hunter, it's between the honey pots and the nibblers. What do you got?
The push.
The Bush.
Oregon State, push on every category, but I like them to win.
All right, I got UCLA winning this game outright, and they're not gonna score a lot of points. It's gonna be like a 17-14 game. It's gonna be really, really close. These are two really good defenses. I think they kind of play the game close to their chest. They both got to win this game. Both teams have to win this game, so that's why I went with that. All right, from the West Coast, once again, they're traveling actually to the east-ish area, Midwest-ish coast. The number 10 team in the nation, USC, that'd be the University of Southern California instead of South Carolina, or South California, whatever I said last week, travels to South Bend, Indiana to take on the Fighting Irish at Notre Dame, the number 21 team. I don't have a prediction on this game. I didn't put the deals out there. I'm going to let Jude go first, and then everybody knows where I'm leaning on this game. So, Jude, pick your team.
Well, it's pretty obvious who I believe is going to win the game. only because I believe we have Caleb Williams, and I think he's going to have to outscore people, and that's what he's going to do. I hate to say that he's our whole team, but he's kind of it has been. Notre Dame is a 3-point favorite, and the over-under 60. 60 being an over-under is ridiculous because USC can't stop anybody, and nobody can stop USC. So definitely take the over. If you wanted to parlay that with USC to cover the -3, go for it because they're probably going to win 48-40 or something like that.
All right, Hunter, what do you got in this game?
I mean, USC's offense is simply ridiculous, only because the quarterback there is simply ridiculous. Notre Dame has had 2 rough losses. I mean, Louisville loss is pretty rough. But I think that, Notre Dame's looking for a way to kind of like salvage the season here, and this is it. They host USC. They have a chance to go out and win, and I think USC's been playing with fire too much these last few weeks. And Lincoln Riley tends to get caught, once a year, and I think that this is that game. I think Notre Dame goes and does what kind of plays the game close, slows the game down, keeps opportunities away from Caleb Williams, hopes for some mistakes, and takes advantage of them and wins the game in a 38-35 type victory.
All right, Lindsay, what do you got on this one?
I got a late game surge for the Irish to actually win this one. They're going to win it by a touchdown later in the game. I'm going to take the over of the over-under, which is 60.
All right. Well, I'm a homer for Notre Dame. I have the photos to prove it. I'm going to take the Irish in this game, but Notre Dame's going to play offense with their defense with their offense. Look for Notre Dame to hold the time of possession advantage against USC. USC will score almost every time. Notre Dame's going to bank on getting a turnover from Caleb Williams or forcing a turnover by USC's offense. Notre Dame wins it in a low-scoring affair, 24-21. Notre Dame gets the outright victory. And finally, the last game of the week, our number one game. This is the number one game in America, and that's Oregon traveling to Washington to take on the Huskies. Washington's favored by 3, and Vegas says it's going to take 67.5 points for both teams. Jude, since you're the West Coast expert, I got to hear what you're thinking first.
I'm thinking that whoever has the ball last is probably going to win this game. I see an absolute shootout. I'd say the over-under on punts for this game would be 2.5. They're just going to go up and down the field, and whoever has the ball last, I'm going to give the edge to Washington because of they both got fantastic quarterbacks, but man, those video game numbers that Penix Jr. has been putting up, and he's at home, so I'm going to say Washington. I would take the over if the over-under was 99.5. I think both teams have a chance to hit 50 points in this game. Let's take Washington 58, Oregon 50.
All right, let's throw a caveat into this thing. Let's throw a prop bet. Will there be overtime in this game or not?
Ooh, very well could be. Absolutely
It's
could
just
be.
a yes or no. We're just prop betting on this one. Overtime or not?
Yes, it's going overtime.
All right. Jude says there's overtime. Lindsay, what are you thinking on this game? And then you got to answer the prop bet.
I'm going to say that the Ducks will win. I agree with Jude that it'll be high scoring, so I'll take the over. But I also agree with Jude said, who has a ball last is probably going to win, which means no overtime. I'm picking the Ducks.
All right, so we got one for OT and one for no OT. All right, Hunter, what do you got here, bud?
So I'm going to go out on the front end and say no overtime, but I do think the Huskies win this game in an absolute score fest, 58-51.
All right, I'm going to go out on a leg, and I'm going to pick this game. I'm saying Oregon wins the game, but I'm with Jude. I'm saying it's going to take overtime, and Bo Nix wins the Heisman this weekend. Oregon 68. Washington
Bold prediction.
62. 68 to 62. They're going to score over 120 points.
See, so we were all pretty much on that. We'd take the over if the over under was 99.5.
Watch, this game's gonna be like 10-7. Everyone thinks it's gonna be a score fest. It's gonna be like 3-3.
All right. We
Yeah,
got two games left. We're gonna talk about. So don't
The Huskies
don't
get
ever
shut
hang
out
up
in the
quick.
second half of the game.
But we gotta get this done soon because Hunter and I gotta go do something. So, our G5 game of the week features one of Jude's teams coming out of that Mountain West Conference. The Air Force Academy hosts the Cowboys from Wyoming. Vegas says the Falcons are favored by 10.5 points, and there's only going to be 42 points scored in this game. Jude, what is your thought on this game? Being the Mountain West guy, we know what you already picked. Give me the nuts and bolts of it now.
Nuts and bolts of it, or I think Vegas is crazy to make Air Force a 10.5 point favorite, man. Wyoming's defense, their team is just too good. I am picking Air Force. That might be going more from my heart or than it is from my gut, but I'm going to stick with what I said. Take the under and take Air Force, but Wyoming will cover the spread.
All right, Lindsay, hit me with this G5 game of the week thriller.
I got to agree with Jude on this one. I think that spread is way too great for this game. Cowboys will cover the spread. The Falcons will win. I got to go with the under.
All right, Hunter, what do you got on this one?
Cowboys. I don't know. They just win.
All right, you're saying they're going to take the over or under?
They just win. I don't know.
All right. I've seen Wyoming play way too much this season. Wyoming is so tough to beat. This is going to be a dogfight. If you want to see some old school football, you got to watch this weekend. This is going to be like, we talk about a fight in a phone booth. You're going to get to see how old school football was played. There's going to be blocking and tackling and a lot of running around. Watch this game. I'm taking Wyoming to win this game. I'm saying the Cowboys win. Take the under. There's no way there's that many points scored. This is gonna be like Hunter said, a 10-7 game, or this is gonna be one of those just knockdown dragouts. And we could have the presence of snow on the ground. I'm just saying we are at that point of the year. Could be snow on the ground.
It's getting there.
All right. Now Lindsay disappeared, so it kind of ruins my next segment here.
I'm back. My
you
dog
want
was
to pick
yapping.
this game? I already picked one just in case that you didn't pick one. I've got it written down on this piece of paper right here on the back side of this piece of paper right here. You can't see the name right now. Do you want to pick it or you want me to pick it? The game of the week that does not matter. I've already picked one name.
Oh.
Do you want to pick a team or a game, or do you just want to stick with what I picked? All right, I picked the game. I'll give you all each.
Yeah,
three
you already
chances.
picked. We've done it this week, but it's fun. Try to pick your
All right.
name.
Hunter has not seen it, even though we're sitting in the same room. He has no idea what I picked. Hunter, I'll give you your first try.
Northwestern State.
No.
All right.
All right. I already said no. That's not it. Lindsay, pick a game.
Bowling Green of Buffalo.
No.
But it doesn't matter.
It still doesn't matter, but no. Jude, pick a game.
How about San Diego State at Hawaii?
No. Hunter, pick another game. Oh, he's in the bathroom. Lindsay, pick another game.
Temple at North Texas.
Jude, pick another game.
Marshall at Georgia State.
I was feeling so confident.
Hold on, I want to look at one thing, and I'll give you all a hint.
Did we already talk about it?
So if a frog had longer legs, he wouldn't bump his butt when he hopped. Yes, we've talked about it.
I'm not sure I know what that means, but okay.
All right, Hunter, you get 2 consecutive guesses because Lindsay and Jude both suck at their job. I'm kidding. We got to finish the show.
ISU at freaking Cincinnati.
No, but it is it's a game with 2 Power 5 schools.
BYU and TCU.
No, that's all your guesses. Oh no, that's right. Hunter nailed it. It is BYU TCU. I did. That was the game. Look, it's right here. If you look on the bottom of my thing there, it's got a big acronym on top. Says the game of the week that does not matter. BYU at TCU. There's too many U's there.
It
But
didn't
yeah.
matter so much you forgot that it didn't matter.
I know. That just tells you how bad that game
That's
is.
how bad this game's gonna be.
All right. So normally we go through this big breakdown, wrap down, whatever. I gotta go. So right now what we're gonna do is just a group. We're just gonna say bye and remember to Jude, do your saying, Lindsay, do your saying, Hunter, do your saying.
Eat more cats.
All right, Jude.
Can't spell SEC without SC. Fight on.
I know this is a broken version of the show. We probably won't be coming live on Saturday. We might. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, I don't know. It's good. Saturday's gonna be a rough one for me. But from Wide Right CFB, congratulations, Bocce. And remember, the team that scores the most points always wins the game. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Bye, everyone.